Hi friends, I am Anup here. Today I am going to talk about long exposure photography. So in this video I'll be explaining how to set up a camera for long exposure photography and how can we do the color correction effectively. This photograph is captured from Parambikulam Forest, Kerala in India. This place is one of the beautiful places I have been for my photography journey because this place is a small island surrounded by a forest. So I thought of just staying here to explore more. So there is a accommodation facilities available here. To reach this place, there is only one way. You need to cross a reservoir. So that is what you are seeing right now. These two guys helped me to reach that island. These guys are born and brought up in the Parambikulam forest and they're part of a tribal family. So they know each and everything about this forest. And they made this bamboo boat. While traveling in this boat, I was a bit scared actually because I could feel the depth of the dam. So once I reached this place, I could see that there is a small hut and around 4 to 5 people can stay there, and in front of the hut there is a small bridge, and that bridge also made up of bamboo. The bridge extended to the reservoir and you can go the tip of that and you can explore the surrounding area. So that is what you are seeing in the image, and night view is amazing over here because all the stars as well as the forest sounds, everything, it was really amazing for me when I was staying here. And there are some people who really wish to stay in the forest. I'm the one of the person because when you stay in the forest you will understand the importance of you with the nature, how important you are the part of the world, etc. Okay, so I stayed here for a day and I took the photograph, and that's what you're seeing right now. Okay, so this is the story behind this photo. And coming to the technical part, first I'm going to explaining to you EXIF of this image. For that, right button, file info. 5:15 am I captured this image and I used 30 seconds to capture this image. So here it comes the long exposure photography concept, because morning 5 o'clock normally you cannot see any light information. For example, in this image you could able to see some red tint over here as well as stars over here. But normally in the morning 5 o'clock in the forest you cannot see anything. But what I did over here, I requested my camera to wait for 30 seconds and capture all the information to sensor and save it. So slowly you will get all this information in the image. That's the basic concept of long exposure photography. So coming to the lens part, to get a better result, I used low light supporting lens. I will get more light information into my sensor. For example, 2.8 lens I used here. Next, to get a maximum coverage, I used 11 mm focal length. Okay. Coming to the more detail about this image, apart from the long exposure, it's a combination of landscape come milky sky, because you could able to see some stars over here. So how do I focus stars? For that, what you have to do, you need to change your camera focusing into manual mode and rotate your focusing ring into infinity mode. Okay, so what exactly is happening here? Here everything is the subject. Camera will focus entire thing. Okay, and it will capture everything when it is infinity mode. Okay, so that's what you're seeing right now in the video. So now I finished with my camera settings. So to capture this image, I used Canon 80D and 1120 ultra wide Tokino 2.8 lens and tripod. And also make sure that you are using very good tripod for your long exposure photography, because the small shake will create big impact in your final output. Okay, to edit this image I am using two softwares. One is Lightroom, another one is Adobe Photoshop. So now let's get inside the developing area of this photo. For that I am going to open this image in Lightroom. Okay, you could able to see all the image properties over here because I capture this photo in RAW format. So make sure that you are capturing in RAW format. My first step over here is to reset my image. Okay, so I'm resetting my image. So what will happen? Automatically I'll get the exact size of my image and all the values will be resetted. And my next step is lens corrections. Here what exactly we are doing? We are removing unwanted distortions and vignetting. For that, I'm selecting remove chromatic aberration and enable profiling. After that, in the lens profile, I'm selecting my camera as well as I'm selecting the lens. Here I use third party lens. I didn't use Canon, so that is the reason I'm coming over here. I'm selecting equivalent to the third party lens. Now everything is correct. We finished our lens corrections. Now I'm going to do my profiling. Profiling is nothing but you are selecting camera picture style. So to capture this image, I use my picture style is landscape. So I'm selecting my landscape picture style. Just look at the screen, you will understand color information is changing. See, there are a lot of difference over here because I already used landscape picture style to capture this image. And next, I'm going to adjust my white balance. To get a small idea about white balance, human can understand all the lights in any situation, but camera cannot because camera is a device. So we are telling our camera that, so this is the color temperature over here, so please plan for that. That is what we are doing. So we have some presets over here, okay, daylight, cloudy, shades, tungsten, different type of presets are available. So if you are taking under the cloudy, we will tell the camera before that, see, I'm going to take a picture in cloudy. So otherwise you are telling the camera that I'm going to take a picture in daylight. Please prepare for that. See, that's what I done. Here I'm not going to adjust my white balance because it's perfectly fine for me. I don't want to do any changes over here. Okay. Next I'm going to do with my tone area. I'm going to adjust my exposure value, some contrast as well as my highlight and shadows. So let's see. Okay, now we have done with the toning area. Next, we are going to enhance the textures in the images as well as we are going to enhance the clarity of the images. And if you have any foggy kind of effects, so that can be removed with help of dehaze. And the final one, vibrance and saturation. So vibrance is always help you to enhance the dull colors in the images. Saturations is always apply color values into equally. So let's see. Now we have done with presets. Next I am going to adjust tone curve area, but here I am not doing anything because the behavior of tone curve, behavior of both toning area and presets works almost same. So next I am coming with color balance. It's nothing but HSL, hue, saturation and luminance. Hue is nothing but tonal of the color or name of the color. Maybe you can tell it as a red, blue, green. When you adjust hue, maybe you look at the color wheel, you'll understand. In the color wheel, you can see, and next to green color, you can see yellow. So what exactly happens when you adjust? Automatically, whatever color information we have it over here in green information, it will automatically shift into yellow. So we are shifting the colors actually with help of hue. But coming to saturation, it's a strength of the color. So what exactly happens when you adjust the strength of the color? For example, when you adjust red, you could able to see it's a strength of the color, very powerful red over there. But when you reduce it, it's almost converting into the black and white kind of effects. Okay, so we are reducing the strength of the color. So saturations always help me to adjust the power of the color. Coming to the next one, luminance. It's brightness of the color. I'll tell you the very common example. For example, you have a red color, but imagine if it is in the dark room, you can't see it. But even you take the same color outside the room, you could be able to see because there is a light information. So brightness of the color called luminance. Okay, so now we are going to adjust these three elements in the image and get a beautiful feel in this image. Now we have done the basic color correction of the image. I'm going to get into more detail of the color correction. For example, in this image, I need to select highlight part as well as shadow part based on the colors. Then I need to adjust saturation of the highlights as well as shadow. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now we have done with our split toning. Okay, next step is we are going to adjust our detailed part. So we are going to adjust our sharpening of the image, as well as if you have some noise in this image, we can reduce it. If you have any color noise in this image, that part also can be reduced here. Let's see how we are going to achieve that. Here I am going to reduce my sharpening value, because if I increase my sharpen value, what will happen? It may create some noise over here. So I don't want that kind of noise, because the ISO value of this image was 640. So I don't want to increase much sharpening amount. Okay, now the final part, nothing but calibration. So for that I am coming down. There is an option called calibration. Okay, this is something totally different from hue. Hue is an individual color we are adjusting, but here we are playing with primary colors. Red, green, blue is called as a primary color. Okay, we have two color modes available in this world. One is RGB, second one is CMYK. So RGB is basically used for visual purpose, but CMYK is used for printing purpose. So in camera, with help of red, green, blue, producing the colors actually. I'm going to adjust individually each channels. Okay, so if you want, I can show you something else over here, how RGB works in image. Okay, I'm going to open in Photoshop. This is another beautiful image of the same location. When you comes to channel of this image, window, channels, okay, we could able to see 4 channels. The first one is combination of all these channels called RGB, and second you can see red channel, third you can see green channel, fourth you can see blue channel. Okay, so what will happen if I try to disable visibility of red channel? Here you cannot see any red information over here. Now this image is created with help of green and blue. The same way, when I'm trying to disable the visibility of green, what is going to happen? It's almost looks like a black and white, and it's only this blue channel is there. When all this channel works together, you will get the final output of this. So this is what I'm telling you. Now in Lightroom, we are going to adjust individually each primary color. Okay, so let's see what difference it's going to make it in the image. Now we have done with the calibration. Till now we were adjusting entire image color corrections. For example, we are selecting some colors and adjusting. Now I need to select some portion of the image and do the adjustment. So for that we have two tools called, one is graduated filter, second one is adjustment brush. So let's see how can we do the sky part. Okay, for that first I am going to select graduated filter. Okay, now we have done with the sky part. When you select graduated filter, you will get some set of options over here, and this options value, when you change it, it will reflect only selected area of graduated filter. Next I am going to adjust with the boat area. Okay, I need to get some light information here. So how can we achieve that? Let's see. We have done with that. My next step is enhance the reflection of the water. For that I am going to select adjustment brush. We have done with that, and the final thing, I am going to adjust this grass area. Okay, so for that again I am going to take adjustment brush, and now we have done with our basic color correction in Lightroom. I just want to show you before and after of image in the Lightroom. Okay, see, this is what before and after of the image. So this was your first image, and after doing the basic color correction, this is what is the final image. Now we are going to export into Photoshop. Okay, we'll do that. File, export, and I'm going to select the location, and the image format is PSD, color space is sRGB. Exporting the file. After exporting from Lightroom, I opened in Photoshop. Here there are some like patches over here, so I need to remove all these patches. So let's see how can we do that actually. Okay, so for that I'm going to select lasso tool and select all these patches with the help of holding the shift key. Okay, after selecting the portion, I'm going to the option called Edit, Fill, Content Aware. Click OK. Now Photoshop is automatically calculating the pixels from surrounding areas of the image and automatically fill that area. Now see, almost all the patches is gone. Okay, so still we have some more patches. Even that can be done with the help of the same tool. The same way, Edit, Fill, Content Aware. Perfect. Okay, now everything is removed from the image. The final step is I'm going to add some color information in the sunrise area as well as this boat area. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this layer, master layer, and duplicate layer. Press OK, and I'm going to select the blending mode, and I'm going to add linear dots. But now the image is too bright, so I don't want so much brightness over here, so I'm reducing the brightness value with the help of my opacity. Okay, first I'm reducing the strength of the layer, maybe you can put it like that. Okay, and still some area we could see this top layer is influenced. To reduce that influence, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the masking. For that, layer mask, select layer mask, select your brush tool, make sure that your foreground color is black, and I'm going to paint it, and I'm reducing the opacity of my brush. Now we have done with our final image. The last step is adding the watermark. For that, I'm going to import my watermark into this image. I imported my watermarks over here. I'm just placing in the right position. So this is your final output. Okay. So if you have any questions or if you want to know more about this video, kindly comment it in below. Okay. I'll be back soon with another amazing video for you. If you're not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you. Bye.